the soul in you. Namaste. Sawubona, the soul in me sees the soul in you. Namaste. Sawubona, the soul in me sees the soul in you. Namaste. Sawubona, the soul in me sees the soul in you. Namaste. Sawubona, the soul in me sees the soul in you. Namaste. Sawubona.
Hello everyone. Can we all be upstanding? As the Honourable Premier joins us in the room, may I ask us to all be upstanding? Caught me a little bit by surprise there. And you may all be seated. Thank you. Thank you, Zawadi, Yamunga, our entertainment for this evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into protocols and the observation of our national anthem, I just want to quickly do a little bit of housekeeping. Good evening. Hello. My name is Darren Moore. I am going to be your program director, your master of ceremonies, your MC for this evening. For those of you who don't listen to East Coast Radio, you might know me from the column I write for Isolezwe under the name Darren Maule. And then you'll know that I'm covering the entire province. A little bit of housekeeping for all of you before we get into, we ask the deputy, the Honorable Deputy Mayor of eThekwini to welcome everyone. The smoking area is past the bar or through that area over there, or downstairs out through to the car park. In the back of the room, on both sides, you'll find the comfort rooms, or we refer to as the wash chamber, or the toilets out in the back there. Unfortunately, they've taken the language away. Back in the day, they used to call it the men's room, the ladies' room, or used to mana or froa. Even they used to get quite exotic at times and say señora e señoritas, or mfwetu tatewetu. Now they just have symbols up there, so please be advised to observe your symbol before entering that area. I still don't even know which one is me. I don't know. I just I wait for somebody to come out and I go, I identify as you. I will go into that bathroom. So also, before we do the smoking, toilets. Oh, in case of alarm, you'll hear the alarm. You have to do this when there's 50 people or more in a room. When you hear the alarm, beep, 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 means there is a fire. You'll all go through those 3 doors at the back to the stairwell, and unfortunately, it's 11 flights of stairs to make it down to the bottom. If you're like me, you might even just take your chances with the fire upstairs, rather than actually go down the 11 flights. And if you hear the second alarm, it's something else that's threatening. It's beep. Same thing. Do not take the elevators, escalators or elevators. Please go down the stairs. And if you hear the third sound, warp, warp, don't panic. DJ's getting ready to play Warp Bam Gangnam Style. So no one panic about that one. Okay, so there we go. Housekeeping is done. I'd like for all of us, please, to, we're going to observe our national anthem. May I ask us all once more to please be upstanding. If anyone is wearing a hat, gentlemen that are wearing a hat, please can I ask you to remove your hats and your cell phones onto silent, please, as we observe our national anthem. you can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, on this auspicious occasion, I'm going to ask to do the official welcome, the welcoming remarks. I'm going to welcome our Deputy Mayor up onto this place over here, and I want to ask all of us that are here I know that we're all dressed up, and I know we're wearing our ties and our hair, and we're looking fabulous and stuff, but when we invite somebody to come up onto the stage and to address us and to speak to us, may I ask us to just be joyful and celebratory, and just throw in applause and cheering, yay, and even some ululating, yay, if it is appropriate, I don't know, or protocol observed. But either way, I've been broadcasting on a breakfast show to over 1 million people weekly, and I still get a little bit nervous when addressing 20, 30, 40, 50 people. So it doesn't matter who you are or what your station, we all appreciate a lovely warm round of applause when we are welcomed up to this space over here. So, without further ado, I welcome, to give us our welcoming remarks on behalf of our host city, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Councillor Z.P. Myeni, the Honourable Deputy Mayor of eThekwini Metro. And then obviously we keep it going, keep it flowing. There you go.
Program Director, I think there was a relevance in you becoming the Program Director because we are here for young people, but I'm not there. Program Director, I greet you. Our Honorable Premier, Mhlonishwa UTA Ntuli, siyathobeka kakhulu kuwe, ndunankulu wethu, MEC of Social Development, umama wethu uMobilisation, siyathobeka kuwe, the Consul General of Poland and KZN Growth Coalition, His Excellency Andrew, the Dean of the Diplomatic in KZN, Consul of Belgium, Mr. Alan Per, the Head of Department, umama wethu uNelisiwe Vilakazi, the Acting Deputy Director General Frederick Kaba, the Board, a member of NYDA, Ms. Asanda Lukawa, the Managing Director of East Coast Radio, Zuvela Mtetwa, stakeholders both from public and the private sector, distinguished guests, members of the media. I saw some of the councillors, mayors from different municipalities. I also recognize you. If I didn't, all protocol is indeed observed. Good evening. Good evening. That is better. On behalf of people of eThekwini, we would like to welcome you into this beautiful city, and we wish to express our gratitude to the Department of Social Development under the leadership of MEC Mobilisation for inviting us to this important event. MEC, when we talk about emancipation, we are very direct to say youth, women, people living with disability, it's now or never that we continue to have programs that caters those. This launch of integrated youth development strategy is indeed vital and a step towards developing the program that respond to the challenges of unemployment, which also affect a lot of young people, not only in our province, but in our country. Therefore, we indeed support this launch because we are convinced that it is exactly what the nation needs in order to develop the capacity for young people, also to unlock some of the economy that were not in our disposal. As the government, we must also continue to empower the next generation with the necessary skills to lead the country into the bright and prosperous future. Today, as we are here, colleagues, it is important that we are indeed marching in the economic transformation education and skills development as the key transforming prosperous of young people in the country, also into the economy. As the city, we continue MEC to be at the helm of assisting young people because we understand that also all these 3 years of government have a mandate to make it a point that young people programs are visible. It is also important when we talk to young people and also understand that as we celebrate the 30 years of democracy, it is upon themselves to make it a point that they look at the young people to say the older generation took a decision to say we can die for this cause. It is upon themselves now to take a decision to say we are indeed marching in another era where as young people we will be at a center stage of economy. MEC, it is important when we continue with this program, we expand this program to all walks of life because the truth of the matter is young people from the rural areas and also from the township are still marginalized as we speak. It is also important when we continue marching this journey that we call upon our colleagues from the private sector to come on board because government alone cannot succeed in advancing the agenda for young people. You are beautiful and you are all welcome to this city called eThekwini. I thank you, Program Director.
Councillor, very, very efficient with public speaking. I see you all the way back here and projecting. The councillor, please give our Deputy Mayor a big round of applause there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I didn't realize we had to do protocol. I thought it was ex-President Nelson Mandela who did away with protocol. I do believe it was Madiba who said, all protocol observed, and that was it. I believe that was all protocol observed, and then every subsequent president copied Madiba but changed it a little bit. Then President Thabo Mbeki was next, and he said all due protocol observed. And brief President Kgalema Motlanthe, he said, also a learned man, he said all due protocol pleased to be observed. And then the next president, I believe, was Jacob Gedleyize Zuma, and then he said, hey, I'm being observed. Yes. And the present president will hold a family meeting for observations. So thank you for all protocol observed, and I hope all the housekeeping has been done, and I hope we all understand that we are here for an auspicious occasion. It's very nice for us as East Coast Radio. We've made our way up. We've gone from the MSC, and now we're with the Deputy Mayor, and we have our Premier with us, and we are doing well, Mr. Mthethwa. We are doing well as a company. Our next speaker, may I please welcome to give a few words, the Head of Department for Social Development, Mrs. Nelisiwe Vilakazi.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Protocol is observed. I'm saying this because I'm going to introduce our esteemed guests. So I'm saving time. Let me just go straight to the acknowledgement of our esteemed guests that we have this evening. As we all know that this is a very important evening for us as we launch an integrated youth development strategy. I can see and feel that all of us, we feel young at heart as we are here this evening, and thank you very much for that. We have our Premier of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Honorable 18 Duli with us. Prima, they know you, and you're still going to come and give the keynote address. I won't ask the Premier to stand, but I will ask the other members. Thank you very much, Mpemba, to be with us for gracing this event this evening. And then we have the Honorable MEC for the Department of Social Development, Honorable Cynthia Mbali Shinga. And if we can just, thank you. And then we have the Honorable Deputy Mayor for eThekwini Metro. She was just here, Honorable Z.P. Myeni. Yeah, thank you very much. And then we have Mr. Alan Gringod, the Dean and Honorary Counsel of Belgium, who is based in KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you. And then we have Ms. Josie Radcliffe, the Honorable Consul General for US. You still, thank you. And then thank you very much. We have also Mr. Li Zingong, who is the Honorable Consul General for China, who is with Ms. Mu Chingi. Thank you. We also have Ms. Mamarane Matela, who is the Honorable Consul General for Lesotho. Thank you. And then Ms. Moipane Pitt, who is the consular attached for Lesotho. Thank you. And then we have Mr. Isaac Matola, who is the Honorary Consular for Mozambique. Thank you. And then we have Ms. Naris Ramdan, who is the Honorable Consul for Chile. And then we have Mr. Mzuvele Mtetra, who is the Managing Director for East Coast Radio. And then we have Darren Moll. I don't have to introduce him because he is directing the program for us this evening, but I can see that he brought some people with him because the ululating that is coming from this side. And then we have Ms. Zamat Lamini from East Coast Radio. Thank you. And the entire East Coast Radio team. Thank you. We have Ms. Tamom Zobe, is the Regional Executive Manager for SASSA in the province. Thank you. We have Ms. Pengu from Ithala Bank. Thank you. Mr. Simguni from SIDA. Ms. Amanda Zuma, who is the CFO from Ithala Bank. Thank you. We have the distinguished guests, which is all of us here in the event, including the management and ESCO from social development, and all of us present this evening. You are warmly welcomed and you are acknowledged, and thank you very much.
So, a little bit of physical for you guys over there. All protocol now observed. All we are waiting for is the most senior person in the room to remove their jacket so that the rest of the gentlemen or even the ladies who are wearing a jacket in the room may remove theirs. We're all waiting with bated breath for such a thing to happen. But when it does, it does. We don't want to rush you, of course. We have important people in the room who have important things to do, and we're very, very happy that they're able to join us. So may we get swiftly into it. I'd like to ask Ms. Cynthia Mbali Shinga, the Honorable MEC for Social Development, to make the introduction of our Premier. Yeah, we know, we keep it going, we keep it going, keep it going.
very much, Program Director. Indeed, a warm welcome to all of you. The Honorable Premier of the Province of KwaZulu-Natal, Honorable A.T. Nduli, the Honorable Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, who is giving us some welcome here this evening. All respectable consulate generals, our partners who have partnered with us this evening, in particular East Coast Radio, Nyambos and the team, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I would really love to apologize that our program, we twisted a little bit in that the Honorable Premier has got another commitment this evening. So we have agreed that we will give him an opportunity to give his message and direction this evening so that we allow him to leave. Please pardon us in that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to gather here today to launch the KZN Integrated Youth Development Strategy of the Department of Social Development in KwaZulu-Natal. In our mission, as stated by the Honorable Premier of having the capable and ethical state, such events are very important. In his State of the Province address, Honorable Premier said, all departments in KwaZulu-Natal should have clear plans on how they are going to develop youth and women in particular. I am pleased, Honorable Premier, to then say, as the Department of Social Development, we have launched an integrated women development strategy. Today, we are launching our youth strategy this evening. Ngiyacela ke HODs, DDGs, Chief Directors, the Department bakhona. We must implement it kubonakale, because myself, ladies and gentlemen, I am under review. Uprima uhlala hlale athi report ukuthi senzeni. So we are not only launching, but it must have impact. It must be seen in the development of our young people. And Honorable Premier, as a department, we have our transition period where we are transitioning from welfare to being developmental, because we are saying we cannot have young people depending on grants. So this strategy will then assist us that young people have projects, meaningful projects that they can be sustainable, make income for themselves, generate income for their communities, but above all, create employment opportunities for others as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the Honorable Premier of KwaZulu-Natal in the 7th administration, leading the government of provincial unity in KwaZulu-Natal. Sit back and relax and listen, because kuhambe kukhona izinto ezithi iGPU is shaken. No. Hlala nje nilalele kahle ukuthi sithini. Honorable Premier ke is no stranger to development yabantu. He's been in many ranks, but I want to highlight that when he became the councillor for the first time, he rose through a by-election. So politicians know what a by-election is. So that is how he started his journey. He became the mayor of the local municipality in Nkandla, later became the mayor of King Cetshwayo municipality. He then today leads the province of KwaZulu-Natal under the government of provincial unity. Honorable Premier, may I give you the opportunity to speak to us?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable MSC, for a wonderful introduction. And also thank you, Program Director, for affording us a platform to convey our evening message. Honorable MSC for Social Development, I did not know the other name which was said here today. But thank you very much, Honorable MEC Shinga. The Honorable Deputy Mayor Mieni of eThekwini Metro, the Consular General of Lesotho, the Consular General of US, the Consular General of China, the Consular General of Mozambique, the Consular General of Belgium, the Consular General of Chile, the Head of Department of Social Development, Mrs. Vilagazi, and Nyambose, who's the manager of East Coast Radio, Mr. Mtetwa, senior management of the department present here today, leadership of business, representatives of non-governmental organizations, leaders of the youth sector, distinguished guests. I must say I'm quite impressed, in fact, by the observations here that the welcome address was delivered by a woman, and the introduction to myself was done by a woman. The introduction of the guests here was done by a woman. You see, woman after woman. That is why we have hope, because I know that they are capable. When they are just given an opportunity, they deliver. That is the strength women have. That is why you see families standing, still standing, is because of the mothers there at home. That is why in isiZulu we say, intandane enhle, umakhothwa ngunina, ayikhothwa indoda, umakhothwa unina. Especially these two strong women, I've been observing for the time I've met them, that they are quite very strong. They have a vision. They are pragmatic. And I'm quite happy, in fact, to be associated with you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that the Honorable MEC has already apologized for me. I was explaining to her while we were coming inside here that, hey, the other function starting at 7 has been organized by myself. There are people from all over the province of KwaZulu-Natal. I'm the one who has organized them. So I don't think I will be doing a service to them when I do not honor the time in which I gave to them. That come, this is the time, actually. But I must really thank you and appreciate you for being here today. In exactly 60 days, a time, we will reach the end of 2024, a year of major change in South Africa. One of these changes has been the coming together of political parties to form one government at national and provincial level. I know that the Honorable MEC, in fact, was the first one to inform you that our government is stable. This provincial government of unity is stable. It's not a government which is here for a couple of days. Be rest assured, 5 years, this government is intact. When we were given the opportunity to lead KwaZulu-Natal, I stated during our first State of the Province address in August that we will be announcing programs that will target vulnerable groups in our communities. We have called for a new spirit of hope, which will be driven by all of us working together for the common good of our province than working apart. Today's occasion is one such event where, as different sectors of society who are gathered to witness the launch of our KZN Department of Social Development Youth Development Strategy for 2024-2029. Program Director, according to the latest quarterly labor force survey 2024 from Statistics SA, the rate of youth unemployment in South Africa currently stands at 45.5% for those individuals aged 15 to 34 years. Even though recent figures indicate an uptick in some sectors in employment, the number of work seekers grows every year. While South Africa's informal sectors have absorbed large numbers of unemployed youth, this has actually not much positive, in fact, effect which we all want to see. Is still insufficient. The youth are the worst affected by the triple challenges of unemployment, poverty, and inequality. In 2022, the labor market dynamics in South Africa report indicated that youth with experience is better able to transition from unemployment to employment. This means that skills, training, and work placement are the key that will unlock job creation among people. Initiatives such as experiential learning, apprenticeship, or other forms of exposure to the workplace have far-reaching implications in addressing the scourge of youth unemployment. It is also well established that a person's chances of landing and keeping a job are greatly influenced by their level of education. Education and skills support, therefore, play a crucial role in equipping young people with the tools and competencies necessary to succeed in the workplace. Social factors also play a role. This includes attitude to gender. This results in young females being relatively more affected by unemployment, actually compared to their male counterparts. In other words, men demonstrate a greater tendency to transition into employment while women take longer. As a result, in 2024, the unemployment rate among young females was estimated at 49.4%, which was an increase of 3.3% points from 46.1% in 2004. The other social factor affecting women is the burden of family responsibilities. This role can impede women's educational advancement and subsequently their advancement in the labor market. A feature of KwaZulu-Natal is that an alarming 25.8% of households are headed by youth aged 15 to 34 years of age. This is a problematic issue in our province requiring urgent attention. I do wish, Honorable MEC, to challenge the assertion that young people are apathetic and want to receive handouts. As the most youthful, actually healthiest and energetic sector among our population, the youth is a reservoir of infinite potential. Young people want opportunities and support so they can stand on their own. Our youth can be masters in command of their own destinies, where they practice the philosophy of nothing about us without us. Solutions to challenging issues facing KwaZulu-Natal can be resolved by young people through technology, science, and innovation. To address youth unemployment comprehensively requires an approach that includes a mix of education reform, skills development initiatives, and targeted employment programs. We must put in place responsive policies which promote entrepreneurship and small business development, empowering young people to create their own opportunities. Our provincial integrated youth development strategy seeks to involve the youth of KwaZulu-Natal in skills development programs, address unemployment and poverty. The strategy aims to plan, coordinate, integrate, monitor, and evaluate youth development interventions. Our provincial plan is based on the National Youth Development Strategy, which has the following pillars. Pillar number 1 being quality education, skills, and second chances program. Pillar number 2 being economic transformation, entrepreneurship, and job creation. And number 3 being a physical and mental health promotion, including other pandemics implemented. The fourth one being social cohesion and national building implemented. The last one being effective and responsive youth development and machinery. In this, we are guided by the work of the KwaZulu-Natal Human Resource Development Council, which is set up to champion the development of skills needed by our modern economy. While it is broad-based in its approach, the draft KwaZulu-Natal Human Resource Development Strategy identifies youth as the future of the province, which will be tapped for skills empowerment. These strategies will also rely on the infrastructure of our Operation Sukumasake, or district development model, as a platform for implementation that will enable the focus on districts and local municipalities. We expect that at local government level, the youth strategies continue to be integrated into the integrated development plan. To make one example of the private sector role in expanding youth participation in construction, this will be done by training youth to manage a business in construction, while promoting economic transformation in the sector by opening opportunities for allocation of work to youth. The province is clearly set on a mainstreaming skills development and training and economic empowerment of vulnerable groups in across departments and social government. The KwaZulu-Natal Social Development Integrated Youth Development Strategy we launched today. The interplay between individual, family, community, and society. This strategy focuses on the following sub-groups: youth in school and out of school, unemployed youth, youth in rural areas and townships, youth in conflict with the law, youth-headed households, youth at risk for substance abuse, HIV/AIDS, human trafficking, child labor, teenage pregnancy, homeless youth, youth victims and survivors of violence and crime, especially gender-based violence and femicide, youth with disabilities, and lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, actually the intersex, asexual, and other extensions. These structures for education and training place a high emphasis on the needs, characteristics, and circumstances of out-of-school youth. Some are school dropouts from primary school. Some have dropped out of high school, TVET colleges, and universities. Some of the out-of-school youth are in correctional institutions. Some are unemployed graduates, whereas others are underemployed and exploited on farms and in manufacturing establishments. Education, training, and skills development must be central to our cause. The development of social development is working with partners in business and civil society to rescue young people who are already victims of joblessness, poverty, lack of education, and inequality. Some of this youth is found under bridges and in abandoned bridges, homeless, and subjected to violence, drug, and sexual abuse. As we found actually during the raid recently carried together with SAPS and the Border Management Agency in the Durban City Center, many are unable to access healthcare and support services to improve their well-being. In fact, when we went to Albert Park, or MEC, with the Metropolis and all, even your department, the health department, we really learned that problems which are faced by the homeless are much more bigger than seeing them just wandering in the streets. The KwaZulu-Natal Development of Social Development Integrated Youth Development Strategy has identified 4 pillars, which are: number 1, youth empowerment through capacity development; pillar number 2, youth and mobilization, including healthcare and social cohesion; pillar number 3, youth and skills development; and pillar number 4, youth and economic empowerment. As the provincial government of KwaZulu-Natal, we are keen to make sure the potential and productive capacity of our youth is not lost, but grown into its full potential. I must say, really, I'm impressed by this important today's actually activity, which is bringing hope, especially not just hope, but new hope to the future of our children. Because what you are doing, MEC, today, you are not doing it for yourself. Your age, in fact, and my age, cannot be accommodated in what you are doing here today. But you are doing it for all our children. We are doing it for the prosperity of this province. Because when we say the youth is the future, we mustn't say that and do nothing to support them so that they contribute much positive to the future of our province. We need not to only talk policies, but we must walk the talk. That is very important. When I actually watch what this department is doing, because you may never know how much time I spend in my busy schedule to just watch and analyze what is happening. I'm confident that with the leadership in this department, I think we'll be able to arrive at important solutions to the challenges that are facing our society. To have such a pragmatic MEC providing the leadership which is walking the talk, not just talking the walk, to me, in fact, it makes me to sleep at night without any, in fact, worries. Even my wife, who must be sick, will not report problems of a man who doesn't sleep at night. And I support what Mrs. Vilakazi, the Honorable MEC, was saying, that please do us proud. In fact, without the officials in government departments, he won't be able to deliver. That is why we identified amongst the 3 priorities in the 7th administration, both national and provincial, the Third priority being developing a capable, ethical, and developmental state. Because we believe when the state is capable, when you talk about the state, you don't talk about the walls or the buildings. You talk about men and women who are working there. Our future, the future of our country, rests in the hands of the working class. That is why it's important that we need to support them. That is why it's important that we always need to do something that will inspire them to deliver. But to also ensure that for those who are lazy, for those who are inclined in doing wrong things, we root them out of the system and only remain with those who wants to work for the vision of the Honorable MEC. We congratulate the Department of Social Development and MEC Shinga. I wish to really call on all the stakeholders to continue to work together to finalize the details of the implementation for this plan. You know, we have said as the 7th administration and or the government of provincial unit, we cannot win alone. We need all of you to walk the journey with us. Then we'll be able to transform KwaZulu-Natal. Even in fighting crime in this province, police are doing wonderful work. I have no hesitation. Even in national parliament, even the deputy president cited an example of KwaZulu-Natal police when he was encouraging other provinces to do much better to fight crime. We are quite happy. And it's good for us to encourage them, to commend them. But we have a role, we all have a role to play. If we want to turn around things in our province, we all must identify our little role in our small corners. When we'll do so, we'll see change. And I can assure you, when I took community safety and liaison into my office, it was an assurance that I'm prioritizing fighting crime. And I must tell you now, KwaZulu-Natal will be the safest province compared to other provinces. I know that some may say, no, you are daydreaming. Give me few times, and then you'll come back and tell me that you see change. Why I'm saying that, the system that we have introduced has tainted everyone to be positive. When you go to local government, everyone is talking the language, safer KwaZulu-Natal. When you go to communities, they are beginning now to identify their role. And I'm giving an assurance, one day in KwaZulu-Natal, you'll walk in the street of eThekwini with your phone at night, and no one will pickpocket you until you reach your house. As the government of the provincial unity, we are making it a point that we do everything to strategize. We are going to bring technology. There will be surveillance cameras all over, so as to ensure that when someone is committing crime, immediately will be identified and will be arrested. You see, one good example, Honorable MEC, I just received a day before that 5 people were gunned down while they were having a traditional function at home. You know what? The following day, all the 6 assassins were arrested. Firearms, rifles were confiscated, including the fresh passports that they made so that after committing the crime will escape KwaZulu-Natal. You see, the fastness of the police to arrest now in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, even for the ones who killed 7 family members in Shogos, unfortunately, their way was not to the cells. Their way was to the grave, because they are all gone. So we are serious in fighting crime in KwaZulu-Natal. If there is one thing we want to achieve, is a safer KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can we please have one more round of applause for our Honorable Premier Tsamsanqa Ntuli? And I do believe, sorry, not the mayor, our premier, I do believe our premier has many functions to attend. A little bit of light entertainment. May I please ask to rejoin us here on the stage, the very talented Zawadi Yamunga.
babo. Aw yeheni. Maye babo. Aw yeheni. Muhlu sigeleli. Ngimthanda nje muhle boZulu. Ngimthanda nje muhle. Mina loya mntasa ngomzila wezinkomo nabantu. Mina loya mntu ogijima okhalweni ubongilayezela. Ubomtshela ukuba yeka na mina sasihlukana naye uthi mina ngiqonda ukuba ngiyawuzenza njani sengiyawuzishisela ne mina loya mntu ogijima okhalweni yebya baba ngimthanda nje muhle boZulu ngimthanda nje muhle umntwana omuntu mina ngiyamesaba umntwana omuntu isiphongo senyathi umntwana omuntu umhluzi wempisi umntwana omuntu lusinga lwemama umntwana omuntu luphondo lenkabi umntwana omuntu umhluzi wengodolo umhle adlule sangweni lapha kithe mahashini ngizomsosozele nakezinja ngimbuke lapha eseqhamazela ngimbuke lapha eseqhamazela abantu eselingisa ingane echathuka ngathi maphumzana kababa ngathi bafana benkosi ngathi ubekele ndoda kababa ngimthanda nje